Okay, so video number 2, numero dos. And this is another soul food for thought. So I wanted to jump right into this one. It's called 50-50 relationships. Why that shit does not make sense and why it does not work. Okay, and again, sending you guys peace, blessings, love, and abundance as always, because we are abundant beings, so we can only create abundance. So if you are a creator in abundance, then that means that you are not destroying yourself. You're not destroying your inner verse, therefore you're not destroying your outer verse, you know. But anywho, I'm going to jump into 50-50 relationships in this soul food for thought. So we always hear, at least I know for sure, on Facebook, on Instagram, on the Twitters, you know, you hear people complaining about relationships and why they can't find somebody to complete them, and how they, you know, if they put in 50%, they need another person to put in 50%, and yada yada yada, blase 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 blase. Open up 100 bottles in the club like blase blase, doom 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 doom. Whipping Maserati, hey. In my future, blase, blase, blase. So you hear people speaking that blase, blase about they need somebody to complete them, like the Tom Cruise movie. What was that movie? Jerry Maguire. You know, when he told, what's her name? Renee Zellweger, you complete me. And women, you know, that pulls at our heartstrings because we are the emotional beings that we are. We are that emotional side, while the masculine is that logical side, you know, of the coin. And that's in this physical body. In the physical body, you have you can blatantly see with these two eyes the feminine, and you can see the masculine polarities, right? Because we are occupying these vehicles. Totally get it. So it puts people into the mindset, which is brainwashing, which comes from Hollywood, which is brainwashing to make you think that you have to have a man, if you're a woman, come in and complete you to make you one. And then if you're a man, you have to have a woman come in and complete you, which is makes the balance of the yin and yang, right? You have to find something outside of the physical beings to complete you and make you one. And I'm only speaking from the heterosexual perspective. However, I know, you know, on the homosexual perspective, when I was in high school, one of my good friends, he was gay, and he was more on the feminine spectrum because he was a bottom. So you have tops and you have bottoms when it comes to the gay culture. And you know, if people think calling it culture is offensive, it's not coming from a place of malice. Honestly, I'm speaking truly from my heart. It is definitely not in malice. I'm just going from my experiences and my perspective, my vantage point, which is all we can do is speak from our vantage point, right? So, anywho's, it can be a similar type of thing where you're trying to find a balance. However, you're just looking for in someone who is of the same sex, the same gender of you. However, that person is considered a top and the other person is considered a bottom. Okay? Anywho's, the reason why we think this, besides the fact of the Hollywood brainwashing going into the subconscious, which is the subconscious, if a lot of people don't get what your subconscious does does not go by the words that you speak, the words that are coming out of your mouth. In my Chris Tucker, they don't give a fuck about that. The subconscious does not give a fuck about that. The subconscious is all about symbolism, about symbols. So that's why all of your major companies, like McDonald's, like the fast food chains, as well as the movie corporations and television, all the advertisements, all of them use symbols because they are speaking to your subconscious. Your subconscious, if they program your subconscious, then they can actually control what you do in your physical being. So you become a fucking robot. You become a zombie. You become the Walking Dead, right? Anywho's, so because we've been watching Hollywood movies and watching so much fucking TV, we think that we have these, you know, feminine beings i.e. like how I'm in this female form, and then we have these strong masculine beings, and then you come together and now you're one, and it's a perfect Cinderella story. Now you can live happily ever after. That is absolutely fucking wrong, okay? And the reason why that's wrong is because we are both. If you're not in this physical being, you possess the feminine and the masculine attributes because you do not carry this physical form, right? So you do not carry the physical form. You are more identified with your spirit, with your true being and who you are. That you are both polarities. But when you come into the physical being, you experience duality. So you experience a separateness, right? And since you experience the separateness, then it's easy for them to program you to think that it is a separate thing from being a man and a woman. Yes, in the physical form, there is going to be a difference in what you see. However, inside of you, you possess both of those qualities, okay? Just like the zodiac signs, there are 6 feminine and there are 6 masculine signs. Just like the planets, there are masculine planets and there are feminine planets, or considered to be. However, everything possesses both of those polarities, regardless of if it is considered to be a masculine or a feminine sign. There are still feminine qualities to Aries. There are still feminine qualities to another masculine, Sagittarius, which is what I am. There is going to be a both, because even though my sun is in Sagittarius, I still am in this feminine physical body, right? So that shows you that there's still going to be both polarities to it. It's just like a battery. You have a positive and you have a negative charge in the battery. The battery does not work if you just have a positive battery or a negative battery. You need both in order for it to work. That's a balance, right? So, I'm saying all this to say, guys, is the reason why relationships do not work is because we're looking to only give 50% and then get 50%. You have to be 100% complete in yourself. You have to complete a 360-degree circle within yourself and be complete in order for you to get a 360-degree circle complete as well. You can't be 180 degrees and this person is 180 degrees and think you're not going to sit there and be like battling, like warring in yourself, like the planet Mars, be a fucking war. Okay? Not to say that Mars is just about war, because Mars brings that fiery energy, that passionate side to you that we all need to possess in order to achieve our will, what we really want, our desires, what we really want in this lifetime, right? Okay. I'm just making sure that I hit all points because I did take some quick notes. Let's see. Give me a moment. I'm working on that, not trying to rush myself. Give me a moment, please. Right. So, like I said, people perceive themselves as having the missing polarity, and that makes sense because you are in this physical form. So you are looking for that masculine if you're in the feminine energy, and you're looking for that feminine if you're in the masculine energy to complete you, to make you a whole circle, to make you that whole complete circle, right? What else? Okay, so I'm going to finish with this. In order to attract 100%, you have to be 100%. You have to be your real, authentic self, and that is both the masculine and the feminine principle. They work together. They are not separate. They are together. That's when you come together and you have the masculine and you have the feminine principle, you actually feel the balance in it. It's a magnet. It's attracting one another. It's like you can feel it pulling you to that individual and to that person. And that's the reason why relationships fail at the beginning, because you meet somebody and you're like, oh, okay, this person has that masculine qualities that I'm looking for. This person has the feminine qualities that I'm looking for. So this is my soulmate. I love this person. However, then next thing you know, you battling and bickering because you came into that motherfucker with 30%. This motherfucker came into it with 40%. And then like, where there's no balance. So now you got 70% of what should be 200%. That doesn't, the math doesn't add up. So the math and the science has to add up in order for you to get what your soul desires. And until you get what your soul desires, you will continue to repeat this physical existence in the way that you're repeating it. It's okay to come back to the physical if you have fully mastered it. But if you haven't mastered it, you are starting from the bottom in order to get to the top again. You're always starting over. So then you attract and this is no disrespect to my parents or to anyone's parents, right? You're going to attract the parents that are in the vibration that you are at that time. And if it's a lower vibration, that means you are repeating the same fucking classes that you took who knows how many lifetimes ago, if you want to call it a lifetime. I call it a lifeline because I see it literally as you going through this cycle. You know what I'm saying? There is no past, present, or future. To me, all of it is at the same point. All of it's at the same time. All of it's occurring at the same time. So, anywho, I won't even get into that aspect of it. However, you'll continue to repeat it, and you'll continue to get the low vibrational beings who are also repeating it too because they didn't get it. So whatever they didn't resolve, you didn't resolve either. So you're literally repeating it with the same cycles, with those, with those types of same types of energy. And if you want to if you decide to come back to this physical existence because you have exceeded the lower 3 chakras and you have attained living at least in your heart chakra, you at least want to be able to get parents who have also conquered those same things. So now you're vibing in a state where you can start to be the teacher and not the student. I shouldn't say just the teacher because you're still learning. However, you're residing more in a teacher state. You're actually being able to raise other people's consciousness at an earlier stage in your journey. So you're not later on in life getting there. You come at as a child and you're over there like setting fires and shit. And literally what I mean is you're setting fire to people's brains, to their minds, to their hearts. You know what I'm saying? You're penetrating their very essence. That's what we all want to be. So if you want to penetrate someone else's essence and attract your soulmate or your twin flame, you need to penetrate your own essence. You need to be your own twin flame. You need to be your own soulmate. You need to conquer your fears. You need to conquer all of your reservations. You need to let go of the egoistic thought that you know every fucking thing and that you have achieved everything and nobody can tell you nothing. In my Kanye West voice. Man, you can't tell me nothing. And I love Kanye. I don't care what nobody fucking say. I've always felt a connection to Kanye. And I actually found out that Kanye West was born in Atlanta, Georgia, ATL, Georgia. Shout out to ATL, where I was born and raised. Up until I think the age of 3. And then his mother and father divorced or separated. And then she moved him to Chicago. And so it just goes to show you how it's even certain artists, like I always felt the kindred spirit in connection to Kanye West. So it probably in other lifetimes, me and him vibe together. You know what I'm saying? Or we're connected in some way. You know? He was born in Atlanta. I was born in Atlanta in our lifetimes. And we are the same age, I think. So it would make a whole lot of sense. You know? However, anyways, that's getting off subject because I can talk about my connections, my connection to Andre 3000, 3 Stacks. He represents ATL to the fullest. I love that man's vibrations. I love his energy and I love his authentic self. But in order to achieve your authentic self, you got to be your authentic self. If you want somebody to be real and authentic with you, you got to be real and authentic. And I'm speaking to my sisters. I'm speaking to my brothers. All that complaining about there's no perfect woman, there's no perfect man, you can't find the perfect person and nobody is real. Shit, you gotta be real by being real with your fucking self first. If you're not real with yourself, then you're not going to get real. Real, recognize real. Period. Point blank, period. So I'm going to end this 50-50 relationships bullshit and let you know that you have to be 100%. You have to bring 100% to that relationship. Just like people be like, oh, I bring 100% to my schoolwork or I bring 100% to my job. How you going to bring 100% to those things but you don't bring 100% to yourself in order to bring 100% to the relationship? That does not make any fucking sense, my loves. It really does not. So I just had to give you a spoonful of that medicine. Go ahead and take it, let it go down. Let it go down smooth, nice and easy and clean you out so it can feel like some good aged, you know, like cognac or something, okay? Anywho's, I love you guys, and I appreciate you so much for your support, for watching my videos, for subscribing to my channel, for liking my videos, for following me on my Instagram, Knowledge Butterfly, and also follow me on my Facebook, which is Knowledge Butterfly circa Empress Rasta or Rastar. Peace.